Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Catherine, and today I'd like to share with you 4 ways that I have found helpful to tap into the subconscious. As I've shared in a previous video, sometimes logic doesn't always help me solve problems, and what I found for myself is that if there's a disconnect between my intellectual thoughts and my nervous system, then there can be difficulty in actually implementing change or turning my thoughts into actions. And so what I found in my own healing journey is the need to access the subconscious and kind of bypass the conscious mind for a little bit to help regulate the nervous system and find creative ways to heal. So I'm not an expert in any of these tips, but again, these are things that have been helpful to me, and maybe you'll find them helpful for yourself as well. The first way that I work to access my subconscious to help regulate my nervous system is tapping. I've shared in a previous video how I diffuse my panic attacks, that tapping causes vibrations in the body, and it can help soothe the nervous system and regulate it. And there's a lot of information about this on the internet. It's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, and it can get really complicated with all the different points and meridians and stuff to tap on. I do a simplified version because I've found different points that make me feel better, and so I just stick to that. But I would recommend Googling it, EFT or tapping, and I have found it really helpful in just helping to make myself feel better. The second way I have found helpful to tap into my subconscious is yoga. Now, in the US, yoga a lot of times is treated as just another exercise class, but actually the way I see yoga is a way to unite the body, mind, and spirit. And so what it does is it helps me to focus on the present moment because it's bringing my awareness to my body. There's a YouTuber called Yoga with Adriene who I love, and she likes to say, give the thinking mind a break. And really that's what you're doing. By bringing your focus to the present moment, you're giving the thinking mind a break, so you don't have to really think a whole lot about what you're doing, and instead extremely focus on the body and what it's doing and how it feels in that moment. Or if it's a less physical exercise, maybe it's more breath work and you're really focusing on what your breath feels like. Yoga is something that can potentially help regulate the nervous system, diffuse anxiety, and really increase one's overall health. The third thing that I have found helpful, and I don't know a whole lot about it technically, but it is pretty closely related to yoga, and that is meditation. So in a lot of mainstream media, meditation is kind of portrayed as don't think about anything, think of nothing. And in my experience, that's not exactly possible. My understanding of meditation, and there are many different types, but when I think of meditation, I think of either intense focus on one object or idea, such as I'm going to meditate on love, and my sole focus is thinking about love and what it is and how to be more loving and just fully embracing love. Or meditation could potentially be the awareness of thoughts. So instead of just running through a rabbit trail in my thoughts, if I can take a step back and observe my thoughts and say, oh, I'm thinking a lot about such and such. I don't know if that technically counts as meditation, but it feels like a meditative act to me. And by being an observer instead of just a thinker, that can help me get out of my intellectual processing and more into my subconscious to help regulate myself. Now, with meditation, as with any of these things that I'm sharing, I want to encourage you to be very careful with how you pursue them and don't just go into them blindly. It is possible that too much meditation or too much yoga, or even doing it in an incorrect way, can lead to harm, which is why it's important to consult a trained professional that you feel you can trust, so that way you can make sure you're going about it in a correct way so as not to harm yourself. Or at the very least, just make sure that you're doing research on these methods before just engaging in them, so that way you don't accidentally hurt yourself. And the fourth and final way that I tap into the subconscious, which is my personal favorite, massage. Massage can help the body and the mind relax, and when a client is relaxed during a massage session, they can go into a meditative state that's somewhere between sleeping and awake. Now, if you haven't received a lot of massage before, it can be kind of intimidating and scary, and so you might not experience that benefit right away. But that's where it's important to find a professional massage therapist that you feel comfortable with and that you trust, so that way you feel safe enough to be able to relax and to go into that meditative state, so that way your body can work on healing. Because I believe that when our bodies and when our minds feel safe, then that is when they can really thrive and heal and grow. So those are 4 methods that have been helpful for me in accessing my subconscious so as to regulate my nervous system and find healing and growth. If you'd like to follow along for more content about things I'm learning and how I'm growing in my journey, please hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.